Hi, welcome to Scott's Inverts. I'm Scott. These are the inverts. Today we are just going to simply rehouse a couple of the smaller guys. Now the reason I'm doing this is to show you guys that enclosures like this with these lids are completely fine. If these enable you to keep spiders, then use them by all means. I have a ton of spiders in these. When they get a bit bigger, that's when I start looking at putting them in fancy enclosures, the glass enclosures and all the rest of it. But more importantly, this video is just to show that you don't have to keep adult females. You don't have to go to a show and spend a ton of money on adult females. You can go to a show and buy smaller variations of the same spider, so younger versions, be that a spiderling, a small juvenile, large juvenile, and still have that keeping experience and being able to love that spider and watch it grow. Now without further ado, let's crack on and have a look at the spiders we're rehousing in this video. So the first one we're going to be rehousing is the Pteronoculus caudatus Kilimanjaro mustard baboon. We bought this one from the spider shop, but I have got a little bit of privy information. I know the buggery sold the spider shop a substantial amount of these, so this one is actually from one of Graham's breedings over there. So we're going to set her up or him up into this little baroplast for now, and when she becomes or he becomes a sub-adult, then we'll be looking at expanding into one of those glass presentation style enclosures. But for now, she'll be completely fine in here. Let's just get some little bit of moss, some of this beautiful stuff. Now we don't need a lot in here. This species does like it a little bit on the drier side, and as you can see, that moss is rather dry. What I'm going to do is put a hide in here, and fingers crossed, not only does the spider use the hide, but also webs up the actual home as well as. So got the hide in, put a bit of dirt, bit of substrate just blocking off the back hole. Move that there. And why I've done this section here is so we can put a cheeky little water dish in there, and that, my friends, is perfectly fine, perfectly good enough for our spider. I just need to go in with a little bit of water and top that up there. I'm also just going to pour a small amount onto the moss, not really to increase the soil temperature, the humidity, sorry, just to increase the humidity in the actual enclosure itself. And now we shall go ahead and rehouse this beauty. Now Pteronoculus, they are fast, yes they do bite, and yes it's going to be painful, so we need to know where the spider is. The spider's just here. There she is, or he, looking absolutely beautiful, facing that way. So I'm going to do this and just leave her there until she comes out. So I'm going to show you what I do if I've got a lot to rehouse and I don't want to wait for the spider to come out by itself. Just be as gentle as you can, and that spider's facing that way again, and I need her or him to come this way. So gentle touches on the legs, nothing, no real pressure. I just want to make it a little bit awkward for her to come this way, and in typical baboon fashion, she's gone, not having any of it. Aha. So instead of behaving herself and coming out, she is a fan of striking at the tongs, turning at the tongs, not wanting to come out at all. So this is going to be proving a little bit more awkward than what normally happens. But you know, she's going to do it again. Yeah, look. Literally just being awkward. So just put her right up on the angle and try again. Just off camera, she's fret posing. Oh, here she is. Come on. Boom. She's in there. She's out again. And she's in. Let me just show you. There she is. Oh, that was a little bit of scariness going on that one. There she is. There she is. Absolutely beautiful. Probably around 2 to 2.5 inches across and looking stunning. Just a little close-up shot of that, those eyes and that carapace before they put the lid back on her and let her enjoy a new environment. There we go. Look at that. She is beautiful. Now we'll just put the lid back on, and that's the first one done and completed. And as you can see just there, she's going crazy in the enclosure. Look. Now this next one does like it a little bit more damp. It is the Koroshna or Koshiana Burundi peas, malted as well recently, so we're going to rehouse her into this. Now there's probably about 2 to 3 inches depth there, which is enough for one of these. This species is actually a dwarf, so this final molt that she's had in here, she will not get much bigger than what I'll actually show you today. And she's also New World, very rare to throw a threat pose or to even strike at anything other than prey. So fingers crossed, famous last words, we won't have much trouble rehousing this girl into here. So that's where we've got up to. We've put the substrate in, which is just a mix of Westmorelands and some other little substrate that I had from the bug room. Just going to put a tiny little water dish in the corner. Now again, this species likes to burrow, so not too fussed about the hide. Just going to put some bits of moss across the top. Loads of moss. I'll make a little finger hole there so she can go down, make a little burrow there, or maybe she'll want one just there. And that, my friends, is literally it. Top that water bowl up. And that will do. And give it. Don't need to put much water in that one because the substrate itself was already pretty damp. Now we've just got to get her out of here. So there's the old molt. She's sitting down there. So all I'm going to do is just take the webbing out, and she should stay just there like that. And now we just need to transport her from there into there. So when it comes to dwarf species and smaller species, especially with it being New World, I just find an empty pot, put it in there, and where it is, we can simply just, I can't stress this enough, you just lightly touch the back of the spider, and sometimes they just go underneath underneath this instead. So let's set it to there, and we're just going to touch her. Gone for a walk. There she is. She literally flew down there, ran onto my jeans and stayed there for a little bit, but we managed to get her back. Now this is going to be a little bit awkward because she needs to go down. Move that out of the way. We'll put it just there. Come on. Oh, did you see her disappear into that hole? Oh my word. See, now this is something that I don't really video, is just rehousing several spiders at once, especially into the plastic tubs. But I thought, you know, a lot of us YouTubers, it looks like we keep all the spiders in glass enclosures, where the smaller ones, 9 times out of 10, are in these plastic tubs, and these plastic tubs are absolutely perfect for them. So that was the Burunnipes. I'll get the lid on and we'll move on to our next spider. Now we are going to try and rehouse this one, which is the Hydropalma olivaria. This is going to be an absolutely beautiful spider. Again, not an adult yet, got a fair few molts in her, so when she does become an adult we'll upgrade. I don't know if you guys actually remember this enclosure. We put the house false widow spider in this one a couple of years ago, and I've not used it since. So I've just swapped out the substrate, put a little bit of moss in there for now, just before we go in and give it a little spray down, just to help with that soil humidity. And then we also require a water dish. So in with the water dish, and put that near the front, just so it's easy for access for ourselves for when we come to topping it up in the future. Now these spiders don't really burrow, so majority of the floor in here we can actually just cover with moss. And I said it before and I'll say it again, I am a lover of moss. And that is the floor done. Just need to go in, give that moss a good little wet down. Not too bothered about this getting wet because it's like 26-27 degrees in here, so that will soon dry up. And now it's a tree spider. Yeah, that's just about big enough. So with it being a tree spider, we want to provide some vertical coverage. There we go. And that, my friends, is that. The difficult part is going to be getting her from inside here into there. So hopefully she plays ball and we can go boop, and she goes straight in like that. Absolutely awesome. What a gorgeous spider. I can just about get the camera in and get her. There she is. She goes out of focus. Just trying to get some light on her so you guys can actually see how beautiful this spider is. Almost. There we go. But still, stunning spider. Oh, there you go. So hopefully as this one gets bigger, we'll be able to get her out and upgrade her enclosure again. But for now, she's settling in. These pots here, these are 32-ounce deli pots, and I bought these off Amazon for, I think it was 20 quid for over 30, and I've just made some pinholes in the top, which should be completely fine for now. Now the next spider that we want to rehouse is are DCF Marinius Kenya. These are absolutely beautiful spider. Literally I took these out of their pots and put them into these. These are the original packing pots I actually came in. So I took them out the other little pots with the substrate and that in, put them in here into these yesterday, and look how much it's webbed up already. So we're going to get this into there, and very cheap and easy enclosure. So as normal, we're going in with the substrate mix. This is just basically a little bit of Westmoreland's mixed in with a little bit of the Bug Room's isopod mix. And the reason I like the isopod mix to go in there as well is when my springtails finally actually get here, they'll have some food in this substrate to munch on, to help with that colony starting off inside of our enclosures. Now I'm making a mess, as always. If you don't make a mess, it's not Scots inverts. We'll just put that little bit in there. Again, this is a drier species, so they will burrow. These guys will also live terrestrial, and they'll also climb. So I'm going to put one of these in there, just like so. What I'm going to do is push it all the way down, and then what that will do is on the side it will create anchor points coming this way and down, and the Caudatus will literally make its own web, or it will web up across and it will make like a spiral tunnel going around the whole of the enclosure, which will also look absolutely fantastic. Going in again with a water dish. You know, you might not never ever see that particular spider that you have drink water. Well, you might think, oh, I've never seen it drink water, we don't need a water dish. But if we can put them in, why not? And a load of dry moss just around the back of there. That is absolutely perfect. I'm just going to spray that moss. The substrate is already slightly damp, and it's probably a little bit too damp for this species, but we shall. Oh, look at all that webbing inside there. So I want to try and get this webbing out without pulling out that spider. Now, the best way ever I've found with these is put that inside there, put your lid on, and come back the following day. And you leave it long enough, and then you can just literally just take that out of the enclosure, and your spider is just in there. Look, you see it? Looking absolutely beautiful. Another stunning spider. Again, things to take away from this video is basically you don't need real posh, expensive enclosures to be able to keep spiders. Uh-oh. We just literally, when a spider does that, we stay calm. And hopefully but straight back inside. There he or she is. We'll get the lid on her and move on to our next one. So again, we're going to go in with that compulsory water dish, and then we're also just going to put, not too much, just a little bit of moss in there just to help again with that humidity. There we go. Quick spray down. And we are good to go. So, one Darlingi. Looking rather beautiful. Hopefully, tap it a few times. Nope, nothing. So, just going to leave it like that till it comes out by itself, and then I'll bring you back. There she is, or he is. Just in there, look. Stunning little spider. Like I said, that one will be in here for, well, I don't know, probably until it's a sub-adult, maybe large juvenile. These pots though, are absolutely brilliant. If you're anything like me, you make a little bit of a mess while you're potting up and while you're rehousing. But I just wanted to kind of share this video really, because I don't really show many rehousing of the smaller things. It's normally like the larger spiders, the sub-adults and the adults. So just thought I'd make a little bit of a change for you for today. Also, when it comes to enclosures, there's nothing wrong with reusing some of the ones like this one that we picked up, one of the spiders at the show in, and we've just cleaned it out, ready for this little girl, which is a 4 to 5 centimetre true curly hair. There's the bomb. Hopefully we'll put her like that and just wait for her to come out all by herself. And that did not take long. There's the little true form curly hair, little water dish in there. That enclosure will do her for a good 2 or 3, maybe even 4 molts until she gets about a quarter of the size of that enclosure. She's alright in there, looking absolutely amazing. Boom! So that was basically just me pottering around in the spider crack shack, rehousing a few of our smaller spiders and having just an absolute chill time with them. Now if you liked today's video, drop this video a like, and if you super like what we're doing, hit that subscription button. And if you really like what you're doing, we have got a membership option there as well, which is the blue join button, and from I think it's like about £2 a month you can become a channel member, and channel members are privy to a little bit of extra information to what normally goes on, let's say, on this channel. Anyway guys, thank you so much for watching. This Sunday coming, we have the Coventry show. It's my hometown, so if you're staying in a hotel, drop me a message and I'll drop you the details of where everybody is meeting up. Probably be the Cocked Hat, I would have thought, in Coventry again. Maybe we'll go from there to somewhere else, I have no idea, but it should be an absolutely epic evening, followed by an absolutely amazing show. Now I know what you're going to say, it's in the middle of the month, it's poor dates, but apparently this is more down to the venue as opposed to the invert shows themselves. Mainly because people getting married and they want the venue on the certain days and all the rest of it. So this Sunday was basically the only Sunday this month that those guys could have. Trust me, I've asked those guys that run the invert shows the same questions, and this is what's coming back. But it should be an absolutely epic show. There should be absolutely loads of bargains. If you're in or around Coventry and you're thinking, oh, I don't know, I've only got about 20 quid, trust me, £6 entrance, 14 quid will definitely get you something from the show. It's absolutely awesome. The community side and the community spirit in the shows themselves is absolutely amazing. Anyway guys, thank you so much for watching, and as always, we shall see you again on the next one.